Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Think Wrestling. My name's Tom, and this is my wrestling review series. And this episode is all about CPW's recent New Blood show, which was Saturday night. I don't know why I'm saying last night, because by the time this goes up, it could be to go. But anyway, yeah. So last Saturday they had their recent New Blood show, and I'm not going to talk about the entire show, but there are three specific things I do want to focus on. So you know what, let's just get into it without any further delay. So, first of all, I want to say massive congratulations to Frankie Summers for defeating the Imperial Dragon to become the new CPW Godiva, or something like, I know I can never ever pronounce that championship name right, but it's like the Godiva, Godiva, something like that. So anyway, congratulations to Frankie Summers for becoming the new champion. I'm not going to try and say the name because I can't. He defeated the Imperial Dragon in a very brutal match. That was the best match I've ever seen Frankie Summers in. That was absolutely fantastic match. Very much deserved, and basically the entire CPW crowd after that was chanting things like "You deserve it." So, you know, you can't argue with that. He is, I mean, he even said himself after the match that was a childhood dream of his coming true, being a wrestling champion. So, Frankie Summers, you absolutely deserve it. Here's hoping for a very lengthy title reign. I just touched the microphone there. That'll come probably horrible on the audio spike. Sorry about that. Not much to do about that. Anyway, so yeah, Frankie Summers, massive congratulations for becoming the new CPW Godiva Championship. I pronounced it right that time. So second of all, I want to talk about Lucia Lee versus Luna Rocks. Now, Lucia Lee, I was supposed to see her against Nadia Sapphire at CPW. I can't remember what show it was at now. But yeah, I was supposed to see Lucia Lee against Nadia Sapphire a couple of shows ago. I can't remember which one it was, but I wasn't able to because the show was rearranged to a new date, and I had made plans previously to that. This was my first time seeing Lucia Lee, and this was arguably the biggest match of her career so far in a Queen of the Galaxy quarterfinal match against Luna Rocks. Again, this was my first time seeing Luna Rocks in action, and I was very impressed, to say the least. But Lucia Lee was the standout for me. Luna Rocks did fantastically, but because I'd seen bits of her matches online, and only maybe a few seconds of Lucia Lee against Nadia Sapphire, I was much more intrigued into what Lucia Lee would bring to the table, against Luna Rocks. And I was massively impressed. And Lucia Lee did pick up. It's two L's there, Lucia Lee, Luna, so it's a bit of a tongue twister to get them right. Lucia Lee did pick up the win against Luna Rocks in this match, and she will face Natalie Wild in the Queen of the Galaxy semi-finals of the tournament, which will be the biggest match of her entire career to date, and a match that will be absolutely fantastic to watch. I'm going to make sure that I'm there for that. I strongly advise you all as well. Lucia Lee, massively impressed. Luna Rocks impressed as well, but I knew what she could do going into that match because, as I said, I'd seen her. Well, I'd not seen Luna Rocks live previously to that, but I'd seen a lot of the matches online, and I'd never once seen Lucia Lee at all prior to this. I've never seen it in the ring, so Lucia Lee massively impressed me, and it was a very much deserved win for Lucia Lee, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing her in the semi-final match against Natalie Wild. And I'm going to really struggle that match because I don't know because they are both babyfaces at CPW, so it's going to be interesting, definitely, to see two babyfaces coming up again. It'll be a great match, but I'm going to be a bit not knowing what to do with my life, basically, because I like them both. So yeah, that'll be interesting for me. But for the fans, it'll be an absolutely fantastic match. Now, final thing I want to talk about, and I know this is going to be quite a short video. There's no point in rambling on at all. The final thing I want to talk about is the main event of CPW's New Blood show, which was, or actually more specifically, the aftermath of that show. Sorry, my phones keep going off there. I forgot to put that on silent. Now, the main event was a 6-man tag match between Will Starr, Kieran Young, and George versus Kevin Isaacs, and I forget the rest of them. I'm so sorry. That's so bad of me, isn't it? That is all for me. I mean, I've completely forgotten the name of them. You know what? There'll be a jump cut here. I'm gonna look this up quickly. Back again. Sorry about that. So it was Will Starr, Kieran Young, and George versus. Oh my God! No, versus Kevin Isaacs. Ryan Lance and James Cross. That was really bad of me. I'm so sorry about that. I completely forgot all of your names. Now, the main event itself was absolutely fantastic, but the real drama happened after the main event. Now, I was a tad confused by the pinfall because it ended much quickly than I expected it to, but it did make sense after. Now, Will Starr got the pin on, I think it was Kevin Isaacs or Ryan Lance, I can't remember, in a roll-up pin, and it was after the match that it all went down. It looked like there's going to be a standoff basically between the two teams, Will's team and I'll call it Ryan Lance's team, since it was actually initially supposed to be a singles match between Ryan Lance and Will Starr. So I'll just say Ryan's team versus Will's team. So it was initially meant to be, it looked like it was going to be a standoff between Ryan's team and Will's team. So there were 3 people each side, basically just cooking at me, and then Kieran Young switched sides, turning heel on Will and George, joining Ryan Lance, Ryan Lance, Kevin Isaacs, and James Cross, and then George did I think it was a code breaker on Will Starr, turning heel and joining the other 4 guys. They proceeded to beat down Will Starr in a 5-on-1 attack, basically. Then this way got interesting. Then Dominic De Winter came out, and we all thought, he came out screaming, "Stop what you're doing!" We all thought, okay, he's gonna sort this out. Then he turned heel on the entire CPW Galaxy, basically, and said, paraphrasing here, "If you're gonna do it right." And then all 6 of them just started attacking Will Starr, basically, and that was the formation of what CPW, well, not CPW, so of what they're calling themselves, G6. So yeah, that was interesting, and we were all like, the entire CPW Galaxy at that point was begging Morris to, who had actually had a match earlier in the night against Jake Winter, so they were begging Morris to come out and do something. No one did come out, so the 6-on-1 beatdown just continued, with no one being able to do anything about it. Then wait, was it 6-on-1? I think it was. There was Ryan Lance, Kieran Young, James Cross, George, I've forgotten now, Dominic De Winter. You know what? It was either 5 or 6 there at that time. I've lost count of how many people there. It all got quite confusing towards the end, basically. But yeah, so the beatdown of Will Starr was pretty brutal. Unfortunately, no one did come out to make the save, but it has made for a rather interesting scenario within CPW now, especially because the owner and promoter of CPW, sorry, what's his name? I've forgotten his name here. Mr. Richards. I'm so bad with names. I'm so sorry. Especially as Mr. Richards is currently out of action with a knee, basically recovering from a knee surgery, as I mentioned in a previous video that I did. Get well soon, Mr. Richards. So, essentially, this does now mean that CPW, that the next guy in charge, Dominic De Winter, the CEO, the COO, sorry, God blimey, I can't talk today at all. The COO, Dominic De Winter, is running CPW at the moment, or that's what it looks like, and he has a thing out for Will Starr in a massive way. And actually, they have just announced for their CPW, I think it's prime time, that their next show is on the 11th of May, I think, and they've announced that will be Will Starr versus... Oh my god, I'm so bad with names here. You know what, I'm not gonna check that again because I already spent 10 minutes because my laptop wouldn't load up looking at the names before. So, but yeah, there is a no DQ match now for the CPW Heavyweight Championship, which obviously was commissioned by CEO Dominic De Winter. So that will be Will Starr defending his CPW Heavyweight Championship in a match against someone. I can't remember what it is. I'm really sorry. And it's no DQ, which is interesting because you can almost guarantee that the rest of G6 is going to get involved in that somehow. It's difficult to know what's going to happen going forward with this because of the essentially CPW management now with the next in charge, Dominic De Winter, turning his back on the entire CPW galaxy by attacking Will Starr. So it's going to be interesting to see how that progresses moving forward. Unfortunately, I can't be the next show due to prior commitments. So I will probably miss something massive again, because if you miss the CPW show, then you're likely to miss something pretty significant to the story. So I unfortunately won't be there, but it's going to be a good show. It's going to be an interesting show, especially with, like I said, the information of G6. But I am rambling on now. That was mainly just to give you basically a report of the most important bits, or what I would consider to be the biggest bits from CPW's recent show. So yeah, G6 is interesting. That's going to be interesting to say the least moving forward. It's going to be interesting to see what happens now to Will Starr, since he apparently has he seemingly has no allies in this situation because no one actually came out to make the save. Nate Lewis, or I think he came out of that show as a hardwood or something like that. I don't know. He was announced as Nate Lewis on the match card, but I don't know. It got confusing basically as long as I know that, but he did come out at the very end after the beatdown to help Will into the back, but as no one initially came out to make the save when the beatdown was happening, it is under the impression that Will is alone in this situation, so it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens with that moving forward and what happens with G6 moving forward. Yeah, anyway, I am rambling on now, so I am going to wrap this up. So yeah, G6, that'll be interesting to see what happens, especially with Will Starr now, since he has no allies in this, as I said again. Frankie Summers, again, massive congratulations to you, dude, for winning the CPW Godiva Championship. Massively deserved. Lucia Lee, massive congratulations to you for beating Luna Rock to progress to the the semi-finals of the Queen of the Galaxy tournament, where you'll face Natalie Wild in another massive match, which I will hopefully be there for. I'm just making a lot of noise because I cannot pick a side at all in that match. Yeah. So I will see you in a bit. Actually, I will next see you when I release my interview with Lunox, which will be coming to you this Friday. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Really does help me out massively. If you want to check out CPW on Facebook, their social medias will be listed in the description down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me in all my stuff. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Peace out.